It's the NFL on EA Sports. We'll get a look at Joe Burrow. He comes in fourth in the league in passing this year. It's the Bengals and the Eagles, and it's coming up next on EA Sports.
We're in a city built on 7 hills, and the fans hoping to see 7 points on the board early. We're at Cincinnati's Paycor Stadium. And we are in store for a great game today, everyone. Kate Scott and Brock Heward, along for the ride in this one. We love these kind of games, Brock, and that's because we got a pair of teams who both gotten off to good starts this season. They find themselves with winning records as we now work our way through the front half of this schedule.
Yeah, you know, we try to be pros, and every game, right, is a big game, but when you have teams that have gotten off to these starts, we know these are both playoff caliber teams. They look that way right now. And this is also a measuring stick game, and a great one where you don't have the consequences of lose and go home. Just a wonderful test for you, for me, for the fans, and most importantly for those guys on the field.
Here's Charlie Jones with the return. Return's looking good so far. And a huge return sets up the offense on the opposite side of the field.
I'll say it again, Kate. I love these new kickoff rules. This is exactly what we all wanted to see. All of us understood the safety concerns with the kickoff, but we did not want to see this explosive, game-changing play out of the game, and we did. And in fact, in this one, we got to see it right from the jump.
They'll run again with Brown. Looks like no gain on second down, and that leads us to 3rd and 6. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. That's caught for the first. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. From the red zone now. Bails out of the pocket quick. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. Pushing the pace right away to start the game. Play action now. Burrow has a man. It's Brown. And defenders arriving in support to finish him off at the line. Upping the tempo with some hurry-up offense. The back's got it. He's got the Cincinnati touchdown. Just like they drew it up in practice this week, partner, and the exact start they wanted to have in this game.
That's 100%. That's why you script and you go over these plays ahead of time. Kate, you know this. All those amazing essays you wrote at Cal. That start to that paper was so important and set the tone for the rest of it.
Evan McPherson on to try the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Bengals will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Has this at the 6. He stopped on the return at the 27. So here are the Eagles now for their first drive. They're led out by a 30-year quarterback, 7 wins in each of his first couple of seasons, Kenny Pickett.
Well, the kid from Pittsburgh, Kenny Pickett, didn't get the storybook ended he wanted with the Steelers, not after being a first-round pick. Do remember, he won 7 games each of the 2 years when he was the starter across the state. And now with the fresh start and a tremendous supporting cast, he's hoping to restart his career. And fly, Eagles, fly.
And they limit the damage just a few yards on that game. They brought to an end by Logan Wilson. A look at his numbers on the ground from last week here. Second down now, 7 to go. Option play, they give it to Barkley. Breaks the tackle, still going. And it's a nice gain off a really good effort there just to stay upright. 3rd and just 2 to go. They go to Barkley again. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. It's a pickup of a yard, and that is how our first quarter will end. So before they can set up for another play, we've hit the end of the first quarter. 7-0 is our score. We're back to Paycor Stadium. Now on 4th down, on comes Braden Mann to boot this away for the Birds. Begins his return at the 16. And he gets his offense in better field position here to start, up close to the 30. The Bengals and Jamar Chase about to take over on offense once again. And as this season progresses, he's been a steady producer for this offense, leading the league in receptions to this point. Rolling into enemy territory. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Finds a seam down the middle. And they haul him down just a foot or two shy of the red zone. Burrow picking up the pace. They go play action on first. Cut near the goal line. And he goes down, so they're set up with a nice first and goal as we've reached our 2-minute warning. We're to the 2-minute warning from the jungle. The Bengals are on the move here. To throw again, it's Burrow. Rolling left, buying some time. Pushing for the end zone, and he lost the football. It's not loose. And the Eagles get to it.
Man, did those sidelines get loud. I think we all had to figure out what the heck was going on as we recovered the ball. But the minute they see the defense gets it, Kate, look at them. They save 6 points, and they get the ball back for their offense.
That pass complete to Goddard. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. Got him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out. Recovered by the defense. And he's going to return this to the end zone. Touchdown, Cincinnati. The Bengals grow their lead just before halftime. Great time to bring some extra pressure off that snap, and that made all the difference in getting that fumble and the defensive score.
I could hear it in your voice. I think you saw it coming. I saw it coming. I think even the crowd saw it coming.
Yep.
That quarterback did not see that blitz coming, and boy, did it pay dividends.
McPherson at the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Bengals double their lead to 14. Still reeling a little after fumbling that away, but they're going to get it right back with this kickoff. Here's Smith on the return. And this drive will start inside the 25. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Well, we've already seen some nice plays here, and we're going to see plenty more before this game ends. But you might be thinking, with plays like that, my guy's ratings should be... And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. Timeout taken by the Eagles. That's going to be their first. As they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down. Another try following the sack. Stays up, and a stunning loss there, Brock. He ends up in his own end zone. That is a wild safety. 2 plays ago, if we had seriously mentioned a safety partner, we'd have been laughed out of this booth, right?
Well, they say things move fast in the NFL, huh?
A couple of back-to-back sacks, losses like that, really opens us up to possibilities we weren't expecting.
Yeah, not all those possibilities are good, Kate, unless you're that defense that just dropped 2 points on the scoreboard.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Burrow out of the shotgun. Finds his man Chase. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. 1st and 10 now. Here's Burrow. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Burrow from the gun. Cut near the goal line. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Well, Brock, not much to say other than the fact that this offense on point. They're just clicking today.
Just rolling. I mean, this is clinic. This is what I call teaching tape. Being well prepared, and more importantly, going out there and executing at a high level.
McPherson at the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Bengals stretch the lead to 23. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Here's Smith on the return. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. There's 35 seconds to go in the half as they are ready to begin their drive. The Eagles taking over now late in the first half. And losing by 3 scores, they'll have a final chance to take at least 3 off the deficit before halftime. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. In a good spot here, 2nd and inches. From the 31. It isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. We get a timeout now from the Bengals. That's going to be their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. This offense looking to convert as they come up on 3rd down. Well, last play didn't work out too well. Looks like they're going ground game now. And he doesn't find open space. He only finds a defender who makes the stop. Braden Mann out once more for another punt. His first effort went 47 yards. Brock looks to have a little more into this one. The return begins on their side of midfield. And they bring him down to put a stop to that return. Officially a 55-yard launch. And they'll take over with minimal time remaining in the half. First down, Burrow to throw. That'll be incomplete, and the clock shows 10 seconds left. So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Back to throw it. Connects on the crosser. And they make the tackle at the 38. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. McPherson on for the Bengals field goal. This is a 55-yard look from the left hash. That's going to catch the crossbar and be sent backwards. No good. And they wanted to add 3 more there, but silver lining, they aren't exactly hurting for a big lead at this juncture. Looking to throw. He puts some air under this one, deep right. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done. Incomplete. Sorry, Coach. We'll catch up with you after this one. We're jumping past halftime and getting right back to the start of the second half. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Here's Smith on the return. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. The Eagles and Saquon Barkley ready to take over once again. And the running lanes, and they've been hazardous. Not quite the decorated collection of highlights from him that we're going to look at here. Those big plays, the explosive runs where he leads an offense, just haven't been there for him in this one. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Starting on the ground here with Barkley. He'll drive it forward, but won't get beyond the line. Brought down by Trey Hendrickson. 2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Now Pickett. Fights off the pressure. Well, there's too much pressure, and he's brought down. And the Bengals bringing out a 5th DB. They're in the nickel, 3rd down. Pickett will look to throw. That one falls to the turf. Couldn't hang on. It's incomplete. Couldn't connect with Dallas Goedert. And now they're staring at 4th and long. The Eagles are in punt formation. And he sends this away. Definitely his best kick of the game thus far. And he makes the fair catch inside the 45. This offense headed back to the field, led by their receiver. And this truly has been an excellent campaign for him, sitting among the NFL's top 5 in receiving yards. Straight ahead, it's Brown. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2. You're working quickly here. They send a tight end in motion. Here's Brown again. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Offense in the hurry up here.
A 2-yard pickup brings up 3rd and 6.
On 3rd down, here's Burrow. He's got it to him yet again. That is caught. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down.
And the Bengals first down.
Looking to throw, Burrow. And they have this down to the 11 before being marked down. Working quickly here.
16 more yards.
One of the tight ends in motion left.
Bengals first down.
On 1st down, here's Burrow. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Cincinnati! The Bengals push their lead further to start the half. It's a Jamar Chase touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. Extra point added on by McPherson. And the Bengals continue piling onto this lead. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Here's Smith on the return. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Throwing with a blitz on the way. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. We get a timeout now from the Bengals. That's going to be their 1st. Trying again following the sack. Goddard makes the catch. They managed 22 on the rip and a 1st down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
New set of downs for him at the 38. To throw is Pickett. That's caught. It's Saquon Barkley. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34.
First down, Eagles.
Motion man left is Brown. Throwing from the gun. Couldn't bring it in over the middle. Incomplete. Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Here's Pickett. This one finds Goddard. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's good for an Eagles 1st down. We've reached the 2-minute warning from Cincy. Eagles just want to get out of here with how this one has gone. A new set of downs awaits them. Here's 1st and 10. Now here's Pickett. Has it at the 7. And they'll advance this down to the 5-yard line. They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. Cut near the goal line. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Now, this one has been a long game, no doubt. But, hey, something positive to look back on there.
But they didn't quit, Kate, and I know that sounds a little cliche at this professional level, but it really is an important thing. This one will still hurt, but they showed some execution and fire.
Now Jake Elliott on to attempt the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Eagles trail by 23 now.
Eagles 7.
Well, don't look up at the clock, everybody. That is certainly not their friend as they get set to try an onside kick. And the Bengals hands team does its job recovering that kick. And they make the stop. We're going to say at about the 37-yard line. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Brown on the inside give. And he drives into a pile of defenders and is stopped right at the line. They bring their tight end left. Oh, look at this. He's set up to throw. On the move, headed right. Fits it through the middle. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. Clock working against him here as they hurry to that line.
That's good for the Cincinnati Bengals.
Wow, they're going to pass it here. Pass it down close. And they'll get this down nearly to the end zone. Instead, stopped at the 2. Cincinnati uses its second timeout. Now, they don't need points anymore, Brock, but can they resist piling on? Let's see. It's 1st and goal. Brown. And he runs into a wall there. Multiple defenders ready to stop him cold at the line. Second chance at 6 here. It's 2nd and goal. Going with Brown on the ground. And he gets in. Touchdown. The Bengals put up even more points in a win. So an exclamation point there. That caps off what, and I think you'd agree, Brock, has been a dominating performance.
Yeah, I would. Really in all phases, too. You know, I thought coming in that this would be a much closer game than how it's turned out to be. And you got to give credit where it's due. This offense has been outstanding throughout.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. This return makes it up to the 25. The Eagles. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun snap. They're going to throw. That's caught by A.J. Brown. And he'll go down after pushing this up to the 29. So the Bengals pick up the win in this one. So to the victor go the spoils, Brock, as they celebrate the win. That's a positive feeling that you know is going to carry through the week ahead.
And it makes everybody in the building feel better. It does, from the secretary to the coach to the owner. And it makes all the practices, the film rooms, the workouts a lot easier over the next couple of days. Nobody wants to slog through those coming off a loss. But coming off a win, they'll have a boost and really attack the week as they get prepared for their next opponent.
And with Brock Heward and our EA Sports crew, I'm Kate Scott saying so long from this one. The Bengals emerge as winners as we say so long from Cincinnati.